Hello, hello. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving, got to spend time with family. We are here today for this edition of Sales Boomerang University. Again, my name is Spencer Schultz, training and adoption strategist with Sales Boomerang. And today, guys, our main goal here is how do we utilize what time we have left towards the end of the year, the holidays, the break between Thanksgiving and Christmas? How do we utilize this time to win with our referral partners and get ahead of next year, ultimately, with the time that we have left? Obviously, the year starts to slow down. Conversions, regardless of the market, conversions go down towards the end of the year. Every year, the holidays kind of slow everyone down. So how do we be efficient and dial in our approach with our referral partners to win? The description here today: as the weather cools down at the end of the year, home financing cools down as well. So with this rate environment, how can we take advantage of utilizing Sales Boomerang as well as Mortgage Coach to ultimately put ourselves in the best position with those referral partners and end up winning out to make sure that we start next year on a high note? And very excited here, guys. Going to take you through. Please let me know where you are dialing in from, where you're watching from. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. Got a little Ravens tiki head over here. The Ravens had a rough week this week. So let me know where you are viewing from, and we will get into it, my friends. Thank you so much again, everyone, for joining me. We got Joey in Indian Land, South Carolina. Love to see it. Welcome. Thank you so much, everyone. All right. And with that being said, guys, the goal every single one of these is, hey, how are we going to ultimately add 1 to 2 loans per month to our pipeline? That is a primary goal of ours. And shout out from Washington State. Hello, Sharon. We got Lisa in Columbus, Ohio. I love it. Guys, I'm going to keep talking about it. You might be sick of it by now. I almost hope that you are, to the point where you're like, I already have this and it's working. How do we Google search our database with cash out to make sure that we are a data-driven mortgage advisor? We can tap in and find the exact instance that we're looking for. Guys, again, we're going to take advantage of this downtime to create and enhance referral partner relationships. And hey, how do we own our agent's paycheck? How do we take the captain seat at the financial advisor table, or the financial team, I should say, table, in terms of a borrower, and become the captain of the referral partners so that we can ultimately win here? With that, again, my name is Spencer Schultz, training and adoption strategist. We got Richard in Peoria. Love to see it, guys. Jennifer in Spartansburg, thank you so much for joining. So my name is Spencer Schultz. I've been with Sales Boomerang for almost 2 years now. I'm a former loan officer myself. I'm not producing anymore, had a team under me, and then ended up in the data and analytics side of things. Now I'm at Sales Boomerang. And my job here today, guys, is not to tell you what sounds good on paper. I'm not here to take you into the land of gumdrops and rainbows and fairy tales of, hey, this is what this tech guy thinks sounds good, but in the real world of being a lender, isn't that applicable. I'm here to provide you with the strategies that top producers, guys like Sean Herrera, who I'm actually going to show a video during, and one of our thousands of videos that we have with actual top producers. What are they doing to win? What are they doing to stay on top in this market, regardless of the market and independent of it? I wanted to ask a quick poll here, guys. Over the last, let's say, 2 months here, in your experience, what have you seen? Has demand had a little uptick? Has it, had a giant uptick? Has there really been no change and you feel like you're kind of just even over the last 2 months, 3 months? Have you seen it go down? Have you seen it plummet? Let me know in the comments here. Where's your demand at? Wanted to engage a little bit. Please, when we're going through, Sharon with a great point. Demand is there, but folks are on the shelf getting busy. Valerie says demand decreased significantly. Getting dusty. Exactly, Sharon. So again, the end of the year, the holidays start to drag. And this is where we ultimately need to take advantage with our referral partners. And as these customers start to drag and collect dust, and we're trying to, get through there, trying to get them off the shelf. Exactly. The elf is on the shelf. We want to help them get off and into a mortgage here, so to speak. So ultimately, thank you so much for that feedback. What we're aiming to do, guys, is approach this situation using the yin and the yang. The yin being that Sales Boomerang is going to make us intelligent to identify who in our database we want to speak with, what product we're aiming to look towards, who would benefit today. And then, hey, here's a buyer's guide. with Mortgage Coach, once we identify that person, how do we take the next step? How do we ultimately help them shop options as opposed to shopping us? That's what we want to get into a little bit. And the Sean Herrera video is going to be really exciting as well. The goal here, guys, is to be a data-driven mortgage advisor. We want to separate ourselves from the Rocket Mortgages and the Quicken Loans of the world so that we are personal, we are authentic. We are, again, looking at options, not just showing one product. That way we can build long-term relationships and be a mortgage advisor instead of a rate jockey. Otherwise, they can just go to Rocket Mortgage. If we're just looking to get them in, provide no feedback, no alternatives, not personalize their situation, ask them about their goals, find out the ultimate comfortable state of a mortgage for them, then we're not doing anything different from those conglomerates that rely on kind of that shoot 1,000 free throws and see how many you can make approach. So with that, guys, we want to focus on several aspects. And this applies really both to referral partners as well as our borrowers. And the major thing here, there's gonna be 4 things I want to get into. We need to be authentic in the videos that we're creating. We don't need to be buttoned up. We don't need to be stuffy. We don't need to be, in this situation where we are at the end of the day, portraying something they've heard 1,000 times before. Number 2, when we utilize video in interactions with referral partners or again with borrowers, we need to be able to track metrics. We need to be able to see when I blast this video out to 300 potential referral partners or existing referral partners, who's opening it? Did it go too long? Should it have been shorter? Was it engaging? Was it more engaging than my previous video set that I sent out? That way we can improve our marketing and improve our process. We always need to consider the what's in it for them approach with our referral partners, getting direct to that point. Instead of trying to sell them, provide them with, hey, these are the advantages that you're getting. If in your shoes, this is where we're going. And as well as providing customers with those options. Again, guys, major factor here, so that internally they're shopping between the options we provide as opposed to shopping you to find a different version. So when we give them all the answers to the test and show them what cash out refi looks like, or show them what a debt consolidation looks like, or show them what a buy down looks like, and compare 3-4 different options, we're removing the veil. We are unsheathing everything here so that they are ultimately going, like I said, to shop with you as opposed to shop you. And again, I wanted to get into this video, and I'm going to, without further ado, I can't say it any better than Mr. Sean Herrera did himself. And I'm going to pull that up right now. Okay. Bear with me, folks. And we are going to 9:38. So really the idea here is, how do we win with realtors with rates around 6%? And how do we ultimately end up showing that value to them as we are getting into that journey? We can use the Mortgage Coach YouTube always, guys, to end up providing that immediate feedback. So I'm going to go to this clip here. This is Sean Herrera of Cross Country Mortgage YouTube on Mortgage Coach, guys. 19,000 subscribers here. This video was posted a month ago, and there are a ton of awesome practical ways to increase your process and streamline your process here. So without further ado, please let me know if the audio is not working for some reason.
A bunch of ideas.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll start off with BombBomb. I mean, in this market, with how fast things shift, you cannot call people fast enough. So the way I utilize BombBomb is I'll do a lot of webinars or educational in-person workshops. It's the fastest way for me to reach thousands, hundreds of realtors at one time, or referral partners in general, is to blast out a video. And I'll share my screen real quick just to show you one for a webinar I'm doing this afternoon. Let's see here. So I'll share my screen.
And guys, just remember, all speakers, anytime you want to share a screen, just let us know. And, guys, think of this as you're having a site visit with Sean Herrera right now, one of America's best loan officers. He's given us a little peek into his laptop. So walk us through what we got here.
Yeah, so basically, this is a video I recorded on my cell phone, uploaded it into the BombBomb app, typed in my text. This is a template I already have built. So, reach new heights. I like rock climbing. We want to make our businesses personal personable and relatable as possible. So it doesn't need to be suit and tie all the time. Actually, I think that may be counterproductive unless it's just what you feel most comfortable in. But for me, look, let's be unapologetically authentic. So I have this template I've already built, but the message was, hey, seller buy downs are the best solution for the current market for both buyers and sellers. The problem is, real estate agents, you guys are not marketing them or even speaking to them properly. I'm going to fix that this Thursday. That's basically what this message was. I have 80 people registered for this webinar that's this afternoon, and I sent this invite out 36 hours ago. So that's kind of one of the key ways that I use BombBomb is to, I can't call enough people fast enough with how fast this market is shifting. So I love using BombBomb to get out invitations. And then just on a personal level, you know, if we're making an offer on a property, why do realtors love cash offers? Because there's no lender in the mix to screw things up. So we need to communicate that we're not a variable. Income, assets, credit are fully reviewed. I've been doing this for 22 years. I refuse to be a variable. Everything's dialed. You won't get a better offer. Reach out anytime with any questions.
I want to pause for this 1 second here. Sean says, I refuse to be a variable. That is an impactful statement that you can make, especially with realtors and when you're competing in offers. And offers are competing right now galore. So with that statement, he is saying, I have everything finalized in a personalized video that the realtor on the seller's end, as well as the sellers themselves, can view and say, this is going to get buttoned up. This is going to get closed. So that's such a powerful statement to me.
You put that personal touch on top of your pre-approval letter, you will win more offers. Like in the old market, it was winning more faster, beating out the competition. In this market, it could be the difference of, you know, the listing agent going to the seller and saying, hey, so yeah, you're not going to get as much as you wanted, but this deal is going to close and you're going to get your money faster. Here's the video that the lender sent me. It can make all the difference. So that's how I use BombBomb. Should I jump into Mortgage Coach as well, or?
If you could pull that back up on your screen, I think Stephen and I, let's break this down. I'll go first, Stephen, and let's go back and forth. And remember, audience, you guys this is mastermind style. Let us know what you got. So I just want to call out the fact that it's the way he's branded it. It's not your typical LO. It's the authentic, extremely authentic Sean Herrera. He's got a rock climbing thing up there. He is not wearing a hat on backwards, so that's a little different. We've got
a little bit professional.
we've got clean cut Sean right there, but I'll bet you that you're wearing your hat on backwards all the time. So I just want to call out the extreme authenticity, and he's making it personal. Steve, anything you want to call out that's just a best practice on how to do this?
Yeah, well, I think you're spot on, Dave, and thanks for pointing that out. There is an authenticity that comes through that only video can allow. But what Sean said earlier, I just want to dig deep on this one because I don't think people believe it. But Sean is one of our video influencers. He's killing it in the video game. There is a time and place for polish. There's a shiny authenticity inversion, and the shinier that something is, a lot of times the less authentic it can feel. And Dave just alluded to that with his personalized message. You could see him rock climbing there. And you don't want 100% polish. 100% polish is for a marketing message. When you want to communicate with someone, you want authenticity. And I think you hit a home run here. Even in the video, you speak, you're not pitching, you're speaking to people. And the t-shirt and everything put together makes for a more authentic message, which that's what you're looking for, a layer of trust.
And if you guys could stop sharing that real quick, let's go back to Fireside Chat. One person in chat just asked if you could share a link to that, Sean. Is that something you're willing? So Sean will share.
So I'm going to pause it there, guys. So with that, the approach of being able to speak, be authentic, present that value to realtors, to sellers, and have that approach that is consistent is going to separate you and is going to separate you with realtors. Being able to then track the metrics, utilizing a tool like BombBomb, which I highly recommend. I'm going to share the link to that video that I was just doing. Guys, we have thousands and thousands of hours of top producers closing over 100 million this year in this rate environment on the Mortgage Coach YouTube. There is the link to that one. And with that being said, I want to get back to it and continue on. So really appreciate Sean's time and all the LOs that we have that are able to come on and utilize these tools. And we're going to get a little deeper into Mortgage Coach itself and into Sales Boomerang itself. So again, guys, tracking is imperative. When you're sending out these, you need to be able to refine that process. You need to be able to continue to track and advance. And this is what's going to continue to separate us, guys. When we're talking to realtors, when we're pitching to realtors, being able to tell them, hey, we're able to see when a borrower is likely to result in a transaction through life event notifications and cash out, which we're going to get to. When you're able to identify when someone has marriage happen, has birth happen, has death happen, has divorce happen, has an emerging professional, an empty nest, all of these aspects, you're able to truly be a lender for life that has the recurring pipeline that is stable to a referral partner. And you're able to help them identify. This is non-sensitive. This is all public information that you can share with a realtor. You can allow that realtor to do the legwork. So when you're sending out videos, when you're sending out marketing, trying to work through and find new referral partners, being able to provide this tool, and you can have automated marketing set up so that when you receive from Sales Boomerang within 12 to 18 months, anytime one of these happens, you're able to send that to a referral partner, to a real estate agent, and allow them to bank and make sure that they're a part of that aspect as well. They can put in the elbow grease for you. They can put in the work for you. They're happy to. Realtors drip on their borrowers, or excuse me, on their sellers nonstop and their buyers nonstop. The drip campaigns they have are outrageous. So able to provide that for them is just going to continue to advance your relationship or start a relationship ultimately. So I wanted to ask you guys, here's another poll before we get into the kind of the second half here. We're at halftime. Which of these factors do you think is the most helpful in securing leads? Do you think it's being the first? Do you think it's providing the best support and education? And that's what Sean mentioned as well in that video. Here's the buy down strategy. I'm going to provide a webinar and education for a referral partner. He is having 85 realtors that are signed up for his webinar where he's going to come in, explain the buy down strategy thoroughly so that a referral partner can then in turn pontificate it to a seller, to a buyer, to help them. That is providing a what's in it for me relationship with the lender, making sure that you are always advanced. So with that education support, offering the most competitive rates, or do you think it's something else? If you think it's something else, please let me know in the chat as well. And we have Craig, first in wins, providing the best education and support comes second. I'm gonna tend to agree with you there, guys. 80% of the first touches, according to the CFPB, 80% of the first touches, the first lender to speak to a borrower gets that loan. That's from 2018 to 2020. I think it's around 78%. Last time I read a study from them, 2021 and 2022. If you can't be first, you better darn be second, because 17% of the time, the second lender gets the deal. So the first gets 4 out of 5 and the second gets 1 out of 5. That leaves no room to be third. So having the tools to make sure that you're first proactively, because once we have all these products, guys, we have mortgage inquiry where, okay, someone had their credit pulled by another lender. That means I'm going to win 1 out of 5 at those. I want that at bat because I want to be able to go try and get my bat on the ball, go retain that loan or provide that support, provide that education that Craig mentioned here in the chat. But ultimately, if I'm not first, I'm probably not going to get it in all likelihood. So when you have life events and can proactively be there for a borrower ahead of time, you're going to be able to have that relation, have that conversation, have that relationship intact where you can say, okay, and you want to be proactive about this approach. Hey, we at SB lender, hypothetical lender, we have technology to be there for you for life. We're going to see anytime something happens in public record that's going to result in a mortgage transaction. We want to be there for you for life. We don't want to be like Rocket Mortgage. We want to help you become a home owner, not a loan owner. Our goal here is to help you own your home outright. I don't want you to have a loan forever. I want you to own your home outright. That's my goal, and I know it is yours too. So when you set that expectation up front with a borrower that has nothing to do with Sales Boomerang or Mortgage Coach, set that expectation. You're going to hear from me again. We are going to take care of you. We are going to let you know when there are changes in the market that you can benefit from. We are going to be there for you when life happens. Then there's no surprise. They're expecting your call. You tell them, hey, this is what to expect 18, 24 months from now. And when you get new information, we thought that you would be able to do a rate and term in, they say someone's buying right now. Okay, rates are, in the 6s. We think you'll be able to do a rate and term next October. And when you're presented with new information, you call them and have that relevant conversation. So definitely agree. Being first, being proactive in order to be first, as opposed to being reactive and then offering education, that makes the rate fall by the wayside. And Craig, you really nailed it, man. So kudos to you. First in wins, education comes second. And rates in that sense become supplemental. If Rocket Mortgage is offering an 1/8 of a point better, but you've helped this person 5 times and are looking out for them, you're in tune with their goals, it doesn't really matter. But maybe Rocket Mortgage has 2 points better and you can't beat it. That's okay. Be their advisor. What would you do? You would take that in your own home. Oh, I can get 2 points better in this certain kind of product. Tell them to do that and then provide them with the next step. Oh, you should jump on that. And then I can do this for you in 18 months. Provide that next loan, that next step. So exactly right. And guys, here's what I want to talk about. We have our cash out insight. Do not turn off your ears because you heard cash out. Turn on your ears because we're going to show how to Google search your database to show the exact conversions you're looking for, guys. We are able, let's say we're focused on credit repair as a specific credit improvement, credit repair, debt consolidation. That's something we're dipping our toes into this quarter. That's what management has pushed or regionally we've pushed or what we're trying to identify. With this particular insight, and some of you might have heard this spiel before, but I'm going to keep banging that drum. It's the most powerful tool in the mortgage intelligence space. If you can find something more powerful and insightful, I will Cash App, I will PayPal, I will Venmo $100. I truly believe in it out of my own pocket. So I've been saying that for 6 months. What we need to do, okay, this is the type of borrower we're looking for. I can then dial in their FICO. Okay, credit repair, 580 and above. I want to look at people who I could help them, help do credit repair, establish that relationship. Maybe you're a newer developing LO that wants to kind of work a pipeline up from the bottom, develop those relationships with people that could use some help. Okay, 580 and above. How much equity do they have? Let's say people have, 75% LTV or lower, meaning they have 25% tappable equity or higher. I can dial that in. Home value, not a huge concern in this example. Okay, let's look at 175K plus, 250 plus, whatever we want to see. Then on top of that, we can set a debt threshold that is going to show, I want to see everyone that has at least $10,000 in revolving debt. That also includes second mortgages or liens. So I'm going to be able to see if this person has a HELOC balance, as well as they have a minimum of $10,000. That way you are dialed into your database. You basically said into Google in your database through Sales Boomerang, you said, show me every borrower who could do credit repair. Or you can look at it, show me every borrower who could consider investment properties. I want to see 740 and above credit-wise. I want to see 40% equity and better. I want to see someone who's got a jumbo-sized home that has a ton of tappable equity that could provide alternatives. So you type into Google, I'm typing into Google myself here. Show me everyone who hey, Google, show me everyone who could consider an investment property. You can find whatever you're looking for and you can update it. These are all customizable. The other awesome thing about cash out, as well as our rate and term, FHA, MI removal, we use core logic and what we call loan data optimization. So Joe Smith here, the hypothetical borrower, you can see on the right side of the screen at 5085 South Broad Street in Trenton. Let's say I worked with him back in 2018 and got him into an FHA at 4 3/4, something of the sort. And let's say in 2020, and that's my previous funded loan info. That's the last notes I have. Haven't spoken with him, maybe lightly, haven't really been in touch. If Joe did a transaction, let's say with Rocket Mortgage in 2020 and got into a 2875, through loan data optimization, we will show you what his current loan type is. So if it's conventional, if it's FHA, if it's jumbo, if it's VA, we will show what loan type he's now in, what his rate is, and what that loan amount is. You have relevant information as well. So not only can you find what you're looking for, you're up to date and you can call. And for some reason, if he says, oh, well, we actually did that, you can update your notes, say, oh, okay. Hey, we were looking to help people through this exact example or this exact product or this situation or benefit from the potential of a recession, whatever it is. But you have relevant information to find exactly who you're looking for ultimately through cash out. So cash out is an amazing strategy. And then mortgage coach, the approach here, guys, again, what was Sean talking about? His personal branding. the ability to be genuine, the ability to be authentic and speak as opposed to pitch and sell. Then we're talking about comparing multiple loan options side by side. We're able to show an easy breakdown. And guys, Gen Z is starting to be homeowners. I'm a millennial. Gen Z is starting to be homeowners. They don't want a fee worksheet and they don't want a long email. They want a TikTok video. You are able to narrate. They want pretty colors. This is how they learned. They all had, I grew up notebook, paper, taking notes in class. They're all on their laptops. They're all, utilizing these apps and different things as they're learning. They want easy to digest, colorful breakdowns that have charts and explain their situation for them as a whole. So with that being said, we need to make sure we're comparing cost and savings over time. Then we're able to narrate and personalize that video. That is going to go the extra mile. What Sean talks about in this video that's really interesting is the fact that you can put a QR code on a flyer at a realtor's open house so that they just scan that QR code and get a personalized presentation right before their eyes, just based off of a QR code. And I'm gonna show that portion of it as well. Sean breaks that down a little bit within this, but being able to provide those types of services to your referral partner is what is going to separate you, what is going to take you over the top and provide that incredible value as you're working through here. So we're going to go back to this video. And please, guys, check out the Mortgage Coach YouTube, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of awesome content, considering what actual top producers are doing.
The superpower. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But Sean, what else you got? We're about almost halfway at halftime. So let's just throw as many ideas at these guys as we can.
Okay, so just to go to what Steve was just talking about. So here's one where I have a video integrated into Mortgage Coach. So video is the easiest way for me to have a face-to-face conversation without being face-to-face. I embraced that before COVID. It became absolutely necessary during COVID. So that is now an absolute habit. But basically what I do here is just a quick illustration of what they're looking at. Like if you receive this link and you don't have an explanation of what it is, you don't know what to do with it. So I try to keep these videos about a minute long. I can do the same thing in BombBomb. Hey, click the link below to see your buyer's guide. That's what I call Mortgage Coach presentations, is buyer's guides.
Buyer's guide makes it so simple for a borrower to understand.
But it lets me illustrate everything for them. And it's super easy. Just record the video. I do it from my webcam right here. It pops right in. For BombBomb, I typically record on my phone because I can clean up the front and ending so it doesn't have this awkward where's the stop button. And then one thing that I've done recently is instead of my logo, I put a QR code because everyone's become so accustomed to scanning those. So somebody can scan this and it takes them to a landing page. So like if you guys scan that right now, it's going to take you to a landing page that has the 4 things I think buyers actually care about these days. A video that explains who I am, apply now, a link to my Calendly, and then reviews. Nobody cares about how many dogs or kids I have. They want a mortgage. They want to apply now. They want to talk to me before they apply, and they want to know what other people think of me. So I wanted to make that as accessible as possible. So I replaced my logo with that. There's so much to say on Mortgage Coach. I would challenge anyone to say, Sean, show me how to illustrate this, and I promise you I can build it out. There's nothing I can't show someone. And when you're telling somebody how a mortgage works, you're selling them. That's their interpretation, is they're being sold something. The way that Shane's presenting it with, hey, you said you want the lowest rate, right? Well, here's what that looks like. You said you want the lowest cost, right? Well, here's what that looks like. You can't have both, but there is a happy medium. If he said that, it would sound very salesy. But when he presents it with a Mortgage Coach presentation, it's just data and analytics. It's just numbers. You remove the sales from the conversation.
So powerful, Sean. Hey, could you put...
So what does he do, guys? He's really taking the air out of the room. And Sharon has a great question. Thank you, Sharon. She said, how is the QR code put into the TCA? Instead of adding a logo for Cross Country Mortgage, Sean uploaded an image of a QR code. So you could take a screenshot of it. You can copy and paste it. You can clip it instead of a Cross Country Mortgage logo. That way, guys, you can put these as a flyer down even at an open house to show what that looks like as financing. You can provide this to realtors. Easy to access. Mortgage Coach has the app, all of that good stuff, guys. So making it as accessible as possible. And a really an overarching theme here If you're not using video content, and like Sean said, it is an absolute habit, there's no room for negotiation for that. You are falling by the wayside because a guy like Sean right now is utilizing Sales Boomerang, utilizing Mortgage Coach, and has these digital video presentations where you can walk into an open house, scan a QR code, and have him narrating different options for you. So you must be using video, and I love his authentic approach he took, personalizing it. It's not buttoned up. It's not stuffy. It's him. And like he said, he's not selling. He's just presenting. He's just speaking. So really powerful stuff there from Sean. And again, guys, I'm playing a lot of Sean stuff. Like I said, I'm not the wise man here. I'm not closing loans. There are thousands of hours. I dropped the YouTube link in the chat. Please click it. Thousands of hours of guys like Sean Herrera, guys like Jeremy Forcier, gals like Shayla Gifford, all doing 150 million plus this year. What are their strategies? What are their processes? And later in this video, which is really powerful, he gets into the aspect of, hey, bring non-mortgage tech processes into your business. They're reinventing the game, guys. So definitely check those out 100%. With that, we can get back to it. Don't want to keep you guys here too long ultimately, but really, really powerful stuff. Just wanted to go into some examples. And if you're not using Mortgage Coach, guys, this is how people are winning with borrowers, with realtors. They're able to show these specific examples. There's 3 key elements: comparing multiple options. If you're not allowing the borrower to see everything they could participate in so that you can end up discovering, they might say, oh, well, this option sounds better because I was actually planning on doing this 5 years from now. Now you have a long-term strategy. Strategy is number 3, but looking at cost and savings over time. Is the lower monthly payment the goal? Is financial freedom the goal, meaning paying off the mortgage? What is the goal? How do we meet that? Consultative-based approach. What is your goal? What strategy can we implement? Instead of, I have this loan option, we have this rate. That is the salesy pitch that, it's not as personal. And later in that video, they get into some other things in terms of what consumers actually want from business partners, things of that nature. And finally, guys, again, in the end, as an LO, you're using all of these strategies. You don't want your borrowers to be a loan owner. You want them to be a homeowner. You want to get them to financial freedom. You want to get them to establish wealth. Do things like put away money for Johnny and Janie's college, things of that nature. So you're examining these strategies with the entire picture in mind. You are a long-term partner. This borrower will come back to you. You're efficient. You're able to have this no-nonsense approach they're getting into. We're able to look, I'm going to skip ahead here. For instance, debt consolidation. Debt is at an all-time high, guys. The average American consumer's debt is up, I think, $8,000 from this time last year. Debt is skying. Rates are up. Recession on the way. When you're able to use a tool so that you can examine, okay, rates are 6% right now, but if someone has all of this debt, their credit cards, their car payments, what are the rates on that? How much are they paying on that? Could they use their equity to tap into that? What is the best solution considering the entirety of, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands here, but considering the entirety of their finances? It's not just their mortgage. Look at the big picture. When you're able to input these things through Mortgage Coach because you reached out proactively, had this conversation first, which we talked about, Craig nailed it. When you have life events and cash out, you're going to be the first one to bring this conversation, to be able to talk about a debt consolidation, to be able to talk about an investment property, to be able to talk about a buy down strategy, a move up, a move down, whatever it is. So when you're first, you're going to get 4 out of 5 of them. Being proactive as opposed to reactive is how we get more efficient in our efforts. And with that, guys, we need to always be considering, where is this screen accessible for us to send to clients? I'll send out this whole PowerPoint for you guys so you can see. After this. Thank you, Sharon, for asking. So I'll try and get this guys out. You guys will receive this recording tomorrow once our marketing specialists send this out. So I'll try and include this as well. And I could be able to drop this. I'll get it to you. Thank you so much, Sharon. But so guys, and what we always need to be considering, and how do we become a retention rock star and all of the awesome cheesy cliche things that Sales Boomerang and Mortgage Coach pitch, but I firmly believe in, it's by looking at the entirety of our database. It's not just past customers. It's not just leads. Guys, with name, address, and contact information, you can take on your referral partners' databases. You can take on those who aren't qualified yet You can be monitoring those who you're actively working with in processing, in underwriting, that are in your pipeline, looking at that entirety, the totality of it, being proactive. Hey, to a referral partner, hey, I would love to, if it's someone you've never spoken with before, when you're pitching to this process to them, oh, I'd love to put out some flyers at your open house, and I could help you monitor this person and show you when a life event happens or a specific situation happens. If I could have an opportunity to work one of your open houses, you're able to put a QR code down for them as well. You know, have people put their name, their address, their contact info. You put down flyers that have a QR code on them through Mortgage Coach, and then you're going to button up those referral partner relationships. Your data is your power right now. And as the mortgage industry continues to advance in this fashion, guys, it's being Netflix as opposed to Blockbuster. It's looking at the entire, every movie. You know, we've got Hulu, we've got Netflix, we've got Amazon Prime, we've got all these streaming services, as opposed to what it used to be, Blockbuster. I would go to one video store, I would see what they had in that one video store, and that's what I had to choose from. That's not the case anymore. We're able to advance in both the way that we're presenting ourselves and the way that we're able to find information, find the perfect type of client that we can help, and ultimately utilize our database. We don't have to just rely on leads and referral partners that are, sitting back waiting for a referral partner to bring us something and hoping they continue to. We can bring the business to them at the end of the day. So with that, guys, it's looking at the signal. The signal is, where do I look? Here's where you look. All of these. Don't ignore every avenue that you have in order to find that valuable data. The insight, the cash out. This is the instance I want to see. Or the life event. That is the insight that I'm receiving. I'm understanding this person has the specific scenario that I need to help them through. Then what is the strategy? Again, long-term, short-term, achieving financial freedom, helping pay for the kids' college, auto loans, whatever it might be, to help them accomplish a goal or something that they want or need. What is the strategy to get them there, using that consultative approach and showing all of their options side by side? That's how we button it up, guys. Again, this is Blockbuster versus Netflix. We need to be working this way. Here's a pre-approval with future casting. Here's another example, guys, where we're able to go look at the cost of waiting, essentially. So if a rate's 5.5% today, which it's not quite there yet, but hopefully in a few months, what is it going to be if it's at 6%? What is it going to be at 6.5%? What is your cost of waiting? When you show this to a borrower, you've taken all the air out of the conversation. You can't wait. You're saving $289 a month. You are saving almost $4,000 a year if you act now versus future casting into what 6.5 is or 6 is ultimately. So even looking at all the way down the road, being able to be at $8,400 a year in that range. Here's an all-in-one pre-approval, guys. All this information, you can find more mortgagecoach.com. Click the resources button as well, and you're able to work through, here's monthly savings, how much cash it's going to take to close. When you lay it out this way, again, we're going to bring it back to borrowers are going to shop with you internally as opposed to shop you. You're providing all of the options. There's nowhere else to look. There's nothing else they're going to find. With that, guys, here's the final question. If I get to the customer first, why do I need Mortgage Coach to help me close the deal? Because you're going to be able to provide all of those options at once. Thank you so much for attending. I appreciate you guys. There'll be a recording of this. Please, please, please check out the Mortgage Coach YouTube. Thousands of hours, Sales Boomerang, Mortgage Coach, the combination of both, scripting, approach, marketing, simple things like adding a QR code to put on a flyer at an open house. Things of that nature that'll help your business and help you continue to enhance those referral partner relationships. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. We do Sales Boomerang University 101, 201, and 301, focusing on each individual insight that Sales Boomerang utilizes: mortgage inquiry, credit improvement, equity, cash out, rate and term, listing, all of these alerts that we have ultimately. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys. This recording will be sent out. I appreciate you. Go help some people, go close some loans. Have a great day, everyone.